Okay, so I am really excited because I have my beautiful client, Jena, right in front of me right now. Welcome, Jena.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And thank you for making the time. I know you're a really busy woman yourself, and I really appreciate it when my clients make the time to do this and to inspire all the other amazing women out there who are strong, successful, but are giving up on love somehow because they feel like they can't have it. So, for everyone watching, welcome. This is my client Jenna. She's in the real estate investment industry from Southeast Asia, and she is a totally kick ass woman. Totally kick ass, I can tell you that, when it comes to her career, when it comes to getting things done. And Jenna came to me to become a kick ass woman in her love life as well. Right, Jenna?
Yes.
Okay, Jenna, so let's just start talking. How did you find me?
Um, I was in a very lost place myself, and I had this urge and desire really to look for the way to have this breakthrough for my heart about being a true woman. So I started to research, Google, YouTube, everywhere, and I found a couple of coaches. But when I found you and when I heard you speaking, I was like, this is it. This woman is or who I was looking for. So yeah, I contacted you.
Wow, and when was it? When did you find me? How long ago was it?
um, I think it was October last year. So it's been like 5 or 6 months. Yes.
Wow, and you're a private client now.
Yes.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about what your love life looked like before you came to me.
uh, it was a mess. Um, I had no man, no love in my life. um I had this attitude and resentment towards men. I thought all men were so losers and so bad. They were bastards. So like all the women are victims, and there's no good men left, and all good men are taken. So I had this hurt and resentment in my heart, and because of that, now I know it was a blocking thought, but back then I thought it was reality and my belief, and that was blocking me from really meeting men at all.
Yeah, and not just meeting men. I think it was also just this hopelessness that comes with, okay, so if men are so terrible, how am I ever going to find that amazing love in my life? Like, I think there's
Mm,
also this hopelessness that is connected with when we think about men this way. I think we're in pain and we're sad, even though on the
yes.
surface we look angry and bitchy. I think deep in our hearts we're just sad that it's not working out for us, and where is that amazing man in my life? So thank you for sharing that. I think many strong, successful women will relate with that. They will relate with not being able to find and attract good men. I always say we attract men, we don't go finding them. They come finding us, and we attract them with our light and radiance and open hearted energy, which is what feminine energy is about. So, do you feel comfortable sharing a little bit of what your pattern was like when it came to your love life? Like, what were the things that were happening? Were you dating? Were you in relationships?
um I haven't been in a relationship for like more than 10 years. It's because nobody would approach me. Like they always say I'm attractive or beautiful or whatever, but
Hmm.
I heard many times there are walls around me that they can't really approach me. And I thought they were the wrong, they were the cowards. And I'm like, if they don't have the guts to come to me, I'm like, it's their loss. But as time went by, I started to question, like, is this really what's going on? Like, what is this emptiness in my heart then? Feeling that there is something in me that I'm missing out. So I really wanted to look for what it was.
Wow, but that's also a huge amount of self-awareness and taking
Mm.
responsibility. Because I think once a woman gets into this phase of, oh, the problem is all with them, or they are cowards, or they don't have the guts, I think it's very hard to say, ask the question, okay, but what energy am I putting out there? Right? Because I think it's so easy to confuse personal responsibility for taking blame and thinking you're wrong, because you're not wrong. It's not like you are a bad person. It's just that you may have developed certain habits and coping mechanisms that are preventing you from really shining your light and opening your heart. So I think this capacity to take personal responsibility, to ask ourselves, okay, how am I showing up? What
Mm.
energy am I showing up in? What beliefs, what thoughts, what actions am I putting out there in the universe that I'm attracting this? Now, as I said, it should not be mean that you blame yourself. It should not
Mm.
mean that a woman should beat herself up and constantly self doubt and constantly self question. But this is about that healthy responsibility taking, which is asking yourself, okay, what's really going on here? I'm not getting the results I desire to attract. I'm having repeated bad experiences. What's really going on here? What am I doing? And I think that's where the inner work comes in. That is where taking control of your inner world and taking responsibility for your inner world is so powerful. So, Jenna, I also know that you navigated through a period of extreme low in your life, extreme low.
Mm.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, yes, I went through depression for like 2 years,
Yeah.
and it is because it is from my religion belief. So because of that, I was in a very low place. Like I was looking for why was I born? Where is my life going? Like why am I still not married? Like who am I? Stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that. It's extremely vulnerable. We thank you
Mhm.
for being so open, because I can tell you that many times my clients who are just amazing women like yourself, we take all this pressure from the world and we are so hard on ourselves. And on the outside, it looks like we have a lot of achievements. On the outside, it looks like she's got it all together. But on the inside, we may still be really hurting and really soft. And I think that's one of the first things I work on with my clients, that we're able to also embody that softness on the outside that we already have on the inside, but somehow we stuff it down, and we are ashamed if we're going through a hard phase. We are ashamed if we are struggling with depression, or we are ashamed if we are struggling with a romantic relationship. So I don't help with depression. That's not why you came to me. You came out of it and then you came to me. But
Mhm.
um, I think what how strong, successful women could still be struggling on the inside. And
Mhm.
I think it's very inspiring for women to see that you went through that really low phase. I always say break down before breakthrough. It's part of the journey, so that you could come here, so that you could come to me. So, Jenna, you have a very classic story of a woman who achieved a lot in her life, still is achieving a lot in her life when it comes to career and being able to be financially independent and by yourself, and struggling in your love life. What changes? Tell us two changes after working with me that you have made in your love life, and
Oh, just two,
two,
just two.
2 million, 2 million, 2 million changes. No, okay, let's make it three. What have been your three biggest breakthroughs while working with me on your love life?
In my love life, I started to have hope.
Uh,
Have hope. Um, I was devastated before,
yeah.
not because I was not married, but the pattern I was seeing, like giving my heart to a man who didn't even ask me out, and
Yeah.
like giving away my heart, like it was nothing. And I saw that pattern all over again. I was like, oh, this is wrong. There has to be something wrong with me that I do this. I keep doing this. And the second thing,
Okay,
I
I'm
start.
sorry, I have to interrupt. There's nothing
Mhm.
wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. You know, our patterns are not us.
Um,
I'm coaching live. But I can't hear it when a woman says, you know, something's wrong with me. I can't hear this because I think we're so hard on ourselves anyway. We don't have to go to a coach and feel worse about ourselves. I think this is about upliftment and empowerment. This is about you remembering that you are not your patterns, that you may have patterns that are not serving you, but that doesn't mean anything is wrong with you. What's wrong is your pattern, and we will reverse the pattern.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we are
Yeah.
reversing the pattern, but there's nothing
Mhm.
wrong with Jenna. Jenna is amazing. And so is every other woman out there who's struggling in her love life right now. And we never want you to go into self blame and self judgment because you can't heal if you judge yourself. You can only heal if you love yourself. All right. So I'm sorry for the interruption. What would be number two and number three?
Number two is having confidence. When I, not only with a man, but when I'm not with a man, like either way, it doesn't matter. I started to have this confidence in my heart that I am a valuable woman. I am on my way to being a diva. Um, there's nothing wrong with me, like you said, and I have the tools that I know what to do now, not only with men, but in my life. Because your work is not just about men, it's about inner work. So, confidence.
Great. And what would be the third one?
Third one is this conviction that um, I will meet the right man. I can already see that. And if these men are not right for me, I know there is one coming.
Oh, that's amazing. I just remember another client who was at the live Shangri-La London event, and she did not have her man yet. And she sat there, did the interview before the 50 women in the group. And then I asked her this question: do you believe he's on the way? She said, yes, he is. 1 month later, she found her man. Her name is
Oh,
Phoebe. 1 month later, her name is Phoebe, and they're in a very happy relationship now. And of course, moving forward to the engagement, but that's not everything, right? I think once a woman finds the confidence to navigate a healthy relationship, an engagement just comes. It's not something you have to work hard for or aim at. It just comes because you're living your best self, and that's very attractive. So, Jenna, that's absolutely amazing. Your three major breakthroughs: confidence, hope, skills to navigate, and trust that he's coming and he's on the way. What are your results so far concretely? What does your love life look now? Your otherwise non existent love life that never existed before. What does it look like now? I'm really excited for this.
I'm so excited. It from none to abundance.
Wow.
um, I just cannot believe this is happening to me. I'm attracting all kinds of men, and they are so good. And Korean men are not good. That's what I believed before, but
Really?
now, yeah,
Yeah.
but they are so good. They really want to be good to me. Um, they are just drawn to me, so I can choose whoever I want because they are all into me.
Oh, that sounds so exciting. And so you are currently having a pool of men you're seeing?
Yes, I do have regular four RD men,
Yeah.
and
Wow.
all of them.
Where are these women? Please get inspired. I love it. Yeah. And she's not
And
sleeping with anyone because rotational dating is not rotational sleeping.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yes. And that that's the number I reduced. I had even more before, but now I couldn't take it anymore, so I reduced to four. So these four I chose. They are all good. They are so masculine. They they behave and act just the way you say, Sammy, you say, and it's so amazing how they come out like that, like how masculine they are, like so good. And the way they pursue me is just, I'm living in a dream. I'm just so happy, very excited.
Wow. So tell us some of the things these men do. I'm sure the women will feel inspired to hear the story.
Oh, um, they they of course they are gentlemen. They
Yeah.
pour out gifts, and each man is different, right? They have their personality, yeah, and the way they pursue me, and the way they show affection, it's all different. Um, but they make me feel a real woman. They treat me not only as a human being, but they treat me like a lady, like buying me flowers, opening the doors for me, like everywhere I go, they put me first. They put me on their first priority. Like they want to know what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling. Like in in a relationship with all four of them, I am in the center.
Wow. Wow. That is so powerful. And I know that we've done some work on self worth.
Mm-hmm.
We've done work on feeling worthy of that attention, because sometimes when we don't feel worthy of that attention, we push it away. So it's so important that when that's why the inner work, because sometimes when that attention comes and we don't feel worthy of receiving, then we push it away, we sabotage it, we say no, we get bored of men who are treating us so well, because we can't take it, we can't accept it internally that someone can do this for us, we are worth it, that someone can pursue us, and that someone can give us flowers, pull out chairs, open the doors for us, right? So I think this work on worthiness and feeling worthy from the inside is so critical. We've also worked together on our sessions on masculine feminine, because I think as an empowered successful woman, you've got your empowered masculine going for you. You don't need me to tell you how to make a plan, set a goal, achieve it, right? That's, you've mastered that. And now in your love life, we are putting you on the completely opposite approach, which is lean back, surrender, give up control, let it
Mm-hmm.
come to you.
Mm-hmm.
Man will stay, let the wrong man go. It's not a loss. And I also remember talking about one little hard phase that you had. I don't know if you remember it now because you're flying on a magic carpet now. And when we're flying on a magic carpet, we forget what it felt like to be on the ground. But we've all been on the ground, right? Me included. So let's talk about that little moment. I remember that many men were falling off in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And we
Yes.
had this session where you were tearful and you're like, it's all going away. What am I now doing wrong? Like, I'm doing the work. I'm working one-on-one for 6 months with Sammy. I am doing this. What what did we do there? What did you learn from that?
Uh, that I learned a lot. But first of all, I learned that I am not in control. I cannot control every man, and not the right man will not fizzle out like that, because the men that's left beside me, they feel like I feel like they are all the right men, and now I see all those who disappeared. They were not a good match. I can see that. I can see. I mean, and I'm very appreciative that they just made that choice for me. Yeah, it's not a loss at all.
Oh, that's so powerful what you just said. It's life changing to have these perspectives that bring us relief and confidence, because I
Mm,
remember earlier it was what's wrong with me,
mm,
and now it's not a match, and it's good for us both. It doesn't make you a
mm,
bad guy or me a bad girl, or it doesn't make you less worthy as a man or me less worthy as a woman. It's just not a match, and that happens, right?
mm-hmm,
Wow, that is so powerful. So, Jenna, how does it feel now to see within? We are on the third month of our private support right now. How does it
mm-hmm.
feel to like just see everything turn around by 180? Is this what you expected when you signed up?
Not this much. I knew there were going to be changes, but I didn't know this would be this hopeful. It just gave me hope. I was dying inside, and now I'm alive. And seeing things really happening, like you said, that really makes a difference. It's really working. The tool is really saving me. The tool is really um, making things work. Hmm.
And thank you. I'm so glad. And you made a big investment in yourself. And I want to ask you if it was scary for you to make the investment, because working one on one with me is an investment. Of course, there are other ways to work with me as well in group coaching programs, but you dived in big style, 6 months.
Yeah.
So, was it scary? And if it was, then how did you navigate the fear?
It was scary when I heard the price. And of course, I was scary, but my determination was stronger than my fear. I knew in my life, if I miss this opportunity now, I don't know when I'm going to contact you again, or when I will have the motivation again. So I knew deep down in my heart that this was the moment, and whatever it cost, this was something I wanted to do. I have to do, and I had to do.
Wow, that's and also trust. I think it's important to be able to trust the person you decide to work with, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
where did you find that? Did you just know in your heart?
Yeah, as I said before, when I saw you on YouTube, it took me 2 months after I found you to contact you. It's because I was still exploring,
Yeah,
but
everyone has a right.
deep down, yes,
Yeah.
deep down, I kept going back to Sammy, like, oh no, this lady knows. This lady knows what's going on. She knows what she's saying, and I just knew there was something in you that I could trust, that I could put my life on you and learn from you. Yes.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot. And I truly believe that I don't do the magic. My clients do the magic.
Mm.
So you are the brave one, because you invested in this, you invested in yourself, you are willing to learn, willing to grow. You have challenged your thoughts and beliefs that you have held on for 38 years of your life. Yeah. And you are now going out there and practicing completely radically new behaviors, making radically new choices. And you are the magical unicorn here. I'm the guide, the unicorn guide, but my clients are the unicorns. They make the magic happen. So just thank you, big thank you for the love and trust. I really appreciate it. And I can't, every time when I see a story like this emerge, and in the Wonder World, we have several hundreds of such stories. So we know we are doing the right thing in the world. We are we are helping women, supporting women in finding their power again, in finding their light again, in reigniting their desire for love, and giving them a roadmap on how they can have it and attract it. And it's work, but it's not rocket science, is it? It's doable, right, Jenna?
Mm. Yes, it is. It is absolutely doable.
I I
Just
would
yeah.
I would be afraid if someone told me to learn integration and differentiation again. That would be hard work. But this can be learned when you put your mind to it. And I think it's just like Jenna said, you just have to decide, you just have to be determined, and then it happens, because
Yeah.
the kind of woman I attract, she's serious, she means business. She doesn't dip her toes. When she's in, and she understands, she asks questions, she's curious, and she makes it happen for herself. Yeah, she makes it happen. And I think it's important also, before we finish this extremely inspiring, touching, moving interview with you, is that when I say they make it happen, I do not mean that they make it happen with men.
Mm.
This is a very important distinction to have, a critical distinction, because sometimes when women come to me and they're like, oh, so can I make this man like me, or can I make this man choose me? It's like this is their understanding of the work, and this is not at all what I do. I tell you that in your love life, you make things happen by investing in yourself, by doing the inner work, by making sure you're journaling, by making sure you are working on your self esteem, self worth. You're doing the tools, you're learning the skills that will help you succeed. But that is where your work stops. You don't make anything happen with men, because this is the work. In this work, you surrender, you could give up control, you learn to receive, you learn what emptiness comes up when you stop the doing and start the being in your feminine, right? So this is not about making things happen with men. The men, I promise you, just come. As you can see in Jenna's case, she's doing the work on herself, and the men are just around her like moths are around a candle. So this is about working on the fire and radiance of the candle, which is the woman, and the moths just come. This is the bonus. The men are the bonus. So this is the attitude we want to embrace. And before we finish this interview, Jenna, what is your final piece of advice for any woman who is considering doing this work, maybe investing in private support, which is a huge investment, or investing in my inner circle group coaching, which is a much more affordable investment at 4K for 6 months. And the early bird is expiring in just a few days. So, what would be your final piece of advice to this woman who is biting her nails, wants to do it, but something is holding her back? Maybe it's fear, maybe it's doubt. Will it work? Will it not work? What would be your advice to this lovely woman?
I really want to say to that woman to take a risk, because there is a way, and the way you are looking for was this. I felt like that. The one you were looking for was this. I was looking for this and I didn't know until I invested and started to do it. I'm like, this is it. This is exactly what I was looking for. So I really want that woman, to know that it is worth it. It is worth it. Hmm.
I love that. Take a risk. Healthy, empowered, masculine. Take a risk. All right. So thank you for your time, Diva. We really appreciate it. I don't take it for granted when my extremely busy, high powered clients decide to come out in the public, because we understand this is a very vulnerable area of your life. And you have explicitly said yes to being shown and to sharing your story. So please know I really value this, and I'm so grateful that you come and share your inspiring journey to all those women who are amazing women, amazing, fantastic women who are so successful in their love lives, so that they know that there is a key, there is a roadmap for success in love as well. So thank you, Jenna. And ladies, reach out to us at sammy@samiwunder.com if this has inspired you, or you are looking to see how we can support you create amazing results like we have done, helped Jenna do for herself. Okay, thank you, Jenna. Lots of love. Have the most lovely day.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thanks, everyone, for joining.